Hello, this is the Daily Focus. You're welcome to today's edition. Yesterday, we spoke about Pan-Africanism. What is it about? The history, some of the founding fathers, we spoke on them. But due to time, we couldn't finish the discussion. Today, Sunday, we are here to go into detail or delve into the main question, the big question: why Pan-Africanism is not working, or is it working? I have in the studio the two young Pan-Africanists who were with us yesterday in the studio today. Pidio Jifanoke, who is a graduate from the University of Ghana, a sociologist and political scientist. And then we also have a psychologist and a sociologist. He also completed from University of Ghana, Aram Evans Amatoji. They will be helping us today delve into why is Pan-Africanism not working, or is it working? We will answer all your questions today. If you also have some comments, you can send it to us through our social media handles, Joseph Kofi, that is on Facebook and then YouTube. You can also locate us on Twitter, Instagram, and the rest of the social media with the name Joseph Kofi. Now we are moving straight to the point. Aram, welcome to the show today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here once again.
Okay.
We are ready for action.
Very good. Yesterday you gave us a lot of firing work concerning the history, what Pan-Africanism is all about. Today we are here to answer the big question: why is it not working?
The issue of Pan-Africanism not working, whether it's working or not, being a long time question, there are many of our past Pan-Africans were not able to answer.
Okay.
However, I think with the baby steps of reaching the agenda for which this movement was established on, it's not an easy one. Looking way back in 1950, with a population of 477 million, with the same agenda of reaching the whole of the continent and achieving that agenda of United States of Africa, and then today's population of 1.3 billion. It won't be easy, but I think we can't give up hope. However, when you look at reasons why Pan-Africanism is not working, first, you would want to talk about power dynamics. What do I mean by power dynamics? Let's take, for instance, let's delve into a little bit of history. For instance, the issue about W.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. During these were part of the founding fathers. During those time, these people were at a time had issue about their ideologies about how to liberate the black race at the time.
Okay.
During that time, whilst W.B. Du Bois believed in the mental liberation of the black race, that is to say, we have to go to school, study, come out knowledgeable, and face the world. Booker T. Washington at the time believed in handiworks and all those things. You work with your hand to feed yourself.
Okay.
And all these things were issues about who is really up there with these ideologies of liberating the African continent.
Okay.
What this person says, I'm the one with the right idea. This also said, I'm the one with this very idea.
Okay.
See, this brought out the power dynamics. And secondly, we are talking about the roadmap. You realize that our forefathers fought for political independence. Africa, we also have a today we can also talk about ways we can also reach that very successful destiny that our forefathers have reached with the political liberation, which is the economic emancipation that my brother rightly spoke about. Also, social freedom, culture. How can we achieve? Because United States of Africa wouldn't just fall from heaven like a manna for us to grab on. They have to be
work for it.
Work for it. That's the right word.
Yeah.
So we have intellectuals who have studied ways for which we can lay our plans on to achieve this United States of Africa. One person which I love so much is Check and Diop. He laid down at least some key 3 points, which is first, he says that Africa, for us to achieve, we must take a critical look in our languages. You know, I can't say the exact number of languages being spoken in Africa here, but Czech stated categorically that for us to achieve that United States of Africa, one way is for Africa to adopt a single language. A single language. That everyone.
And is that possible?
Nothing is actually impossible. It is possible because according to his study and research, he realized that all other languages that are being spoken in Africa had a mother similarity to the ancient Egyptian language that was spoken. For instance, the Wolof language, which is being spoken by the Senegalese, the Gambians, and the Mauritanians, you realize that it has a similarity. So you can see that similarity in our languages. But begging the question, what is the most popular spoken language in Africa? We can talk about the Swahili, which is mostly spoken by the eastern, those African part, such part of the African continent. This can actually, because at the University of Ghana we are studying Swahili, and there are students of Swahili that travels to these language countries to actually address themselves with the language. See, these are ways. So it's actually accepting it that if we can be able to speak one language, we can achieve, we are on the road to achieving a United States of Africa. Another one is also one currency. One currency on one continent. So this is a very tough one because looking at things right now, even with the West African currency that we've been fighting for a number of decades now, we are not able to achieve it.
Now we're talking about the entire Africa.
Entire continent. This is a very big one. I said these are the few problems. But it is not boils on we the youth now.
Yes.
Can we trade among ourselves? How can we achieve? Because these are various innocuous means that we can use to achieve the United States of Africa. It's not something that we can go out all in for. These are various aspects that we can use. Trading among ourselves, speaking the same language to ourselves. You get it?
Having the same currency.
Currency among ourselves. Doing away with this artificial borders being created at the Berlin conference during the 1884 conference. You see, these are ways, but are we willing to do this? Are leaders willing to let go of these boundaries, borders? I'm speaking to the youth right now. It is now our time. The future belongs to us now.
Okay, viewers, this is the Daily Focus. Today's transmission is coming live from Tracy's function, Paris. Yes, this is where we are currently, and I'm in the studio with Evans Ayram and Pidio K. Jifan. Okay, Pidio.
Kofi.
Is it working?
Kofi.
Pan-Africanism itself has become what I would term tug of war. Whilst one party pulls it to this way, the other party pulls it to this way. As Aram said earlier. You know, before I even touch on if it's working as it stands now, I will first want to try to see how the situation was. You know, when the idea emerged on our African soil, then fast forward, we established the OAU, and one of the stalwarts that spearheaded that establishment was Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, not forgetting his allies at the time, Du Bois and Padmore and the rest. And after that, in 1963, we all come to witness, or probably have read, that there was a division within the OAU, which led to Casablanca, the Monrovia, the Brazzaville. No, now let us look at this. If that happens at that time, what do we expect now? Those very people that brought the ideas couldn't even agree.
Okay.
What about we, those who are learning from them? What do we expect?
Okay.
You see, so sometimes these delays, I get them, but I think it's hard time that we need to realize that whatever the idea was, is towards our gain.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we are going to enjoy. As it stands right now, I can't say it's working. Neither can I say it's not working.
Okay.
We are at a crossroad where we are still praying that all things being okay, we'll be able to make a leap to achieve the United States of Africa, or the state of Pan-Africanism that we want to reach. But then, Kofi, how can we say Pan-Africanism is working when the African man is hungry?
Okay.
You see, I love to touch on issues at their primal stage. I want to build it from the base.
Okay.
Here we are very hungry.
All right.
My brother spoke about free barrier. There shouldn't be any barrier. We should open up to ourselves so that we can transact business. Now, when you go back to sociology, they'll tell you that there's we have the superstructure and the substructure, and the substructure is made up of the economy, and nothing moves on without the economy. Everything hinges on the economy.
Okay.
How can our survival hinge on anything other than the economy? Economic emancipation must be at the helm of this very Pan-Africanism that we are preaching.
Sure.
And how do we do that? When we look at our recent situation in Ghana, the planting for food, the job that our current government brought on board is applaudable. At least in one way or the other, they are asking us to eat Ghana and wear Ghana.
Okay.
Those are the ideas of Pan-Africanism. Because when we begin to eat Ghana, we wouldn't go out and importing foodstuffs, dresses from the Western world that we decide to cut ties with. Now, what that means is that as much as we are going to them to import from them, we are enriching their economy at the expense of ours.
Okay.
The very ideologies that we say we are preaching against. When you are independent, Ghana is on 1957 not independent. Now we don't expect the crown of Britain to come and dictate to us what we should do and what we should not do. Now we say that we are claiming for emancipation, and yet still we are the beacon of the West, begging for money, begging for food, begging for what to wear. Meanwhile, African countries, how many are we? We are a lot more, and we have diverse resources. Interdependency can give us what? A way up. You can imagine Ghana giving this to Guinea, and Guinea giving us what they have. Ghana giving this to Angola, Angola giving us what they have. Ghana planting rice, probably Kenya is planting something else. And then whilst we don't have what they have, they send it to us, and when they don't have what we have, we send it to them. And that's because we are enriching each other. The currency is circulation. And trust me, everyone made a very significant point.
He said that we should be able to get a single currency.
Sure.
Now, getting that means that transaction of business is no more a problem. I don't know if you are following. So we can easily transact business with each other. By so doing, we are enriching ourselves and gradually cutting ties away from the West.
Sure.
About the language he spoke about, he has mentioned, touched on very important issues. And that reminds me of, is it the walls of Babel where the Israelites together wanted to build a tower to reach God?
Yeah.
You can imagine what we can do in unity when we speak the same language. When we speak the same language, Kofi, trust me, the sky is our starting point.
Sure.
We can surely achieve the United States of what? Africa.
Okay.
So we need one language as Africans. And when we say we are distant from one race, then what prevents us from speaking one language?
Sure.
Now here we are speaking the language of the West. Look at what we are doing now. We are even using their language. Is that emancipation?
Okay.
Is that the kind of Pan-Africanism that we are preaching?
Sure.
Our leaders should tune their mind. They should tune their mind to what is good for Africa. Some of these leaders have now turned themselves into people that are at the beacon of self-aggrandizement. They want to amass wealth for themselves.
Okay.
Whilst their citizens are begging on the streets, looking for food to eat, don't have enough to eat, to fend for their children. I really applaud the free SHS. I said for once, a taxpayer is able to get something back from the government. And I also say, though the coronavirus has been a bane on development somehow, it has also given the opportunity to the layman to enjoy water for free for the first time in the history of this nation, if I'm very right. Those are the things that we need. An economy where the government gives back to its people, where the government have the mindset to build the people economically. Now, politically, we are not even on track.
Okay.
The quest for power, to hold on to power for a very long time. Kofi, there is a statement that says that when you want to test the real nature of man, give him power, it will surprise you.
Okay.
That is what our leaders are doing. They are using power to satisfy their greed at the expense of the continent. They don't want to agree with each other. Power dynamics, as he said. When this man says this, the other partner wants to be known that he is the biggest or the greatest or the superior. So he also brings in another one. They wouldn't want to have this social intercourse, discuss the discourse, and then come to an agreement that this should have been the way forward. So let's go with this.
Okay, very good. So, viewers, this is the Daily Focus. My name is Joseph Kofi. I have in the studio Evans Ayuram and Jifano Pidio. We are discussing Pan-Africanism. Why is it not working? Or is it working? These are some of the questions we are trying to find an answer to tonight. You can follow us on Facebook Live. Joseph Kofi is the name. You can also send your comments through WhatsApp 0545 414427. We are actually running out of time, so I'll be moving straight to Evans Ayuram. Before we go, what are your last words you want to tell the young Pan-Africanists out there?
To my fellow youth in this country, and for that matter, this continent, possibly the diaspora, what I have to say, this is not any new thing that we are saying. This has been a gospel for centuries now. Many have spoken about, many have devoted their time for, and they've played their role, and we are also here to play our parts, or encourage every youth listening to us this evening that the future belongs to us now. You know, when it comes to this Pan-African movement, you know, one person that I respect in this country is Apostle Katanka. Because the one person we call Katanka, Apostle that man is a gift from God himself. And he's a true Pan-Africanist. He's a different figure that we will have to take a specific time and discussing and what it stands for. See, so the gospel of Pan-Africanism, we are the disciples. Jesus has his disciples for the Christian gospel. It was brought to us here as Christianity, what's it called, the thesis, Christianity, civilization, and whatever they call it. We are also just disciples of Pan-Africanism. We are encouraging all the youth that believe that these continents can come together to achieve a common goal that our forefathers fought for, and we have come to believe that it is possible. Thank you.
Very good. So we are moving to your last word.
Kofi, my appeal to the youth out there in the continent and in the diaspora and the world at large, that believe that the African continent is capable of running its own affairs, should come on board. You see, nothing is better than we doing what we believe in and we standing for what we believe in. We just have to go for it. It has been long due, right? People have fought for this. We've studied this in schools. We've seen enough of it, and it's so glaring to the eye. It will be a pleasure to also say that we are living in a continent where we are counted in the, on the globe as one of the most developed, where the white or the Western world also come down to us begging for arms. It is possible. So let us also stand out and then not always be at their beck and call, but to also do something for ourselves.
Okay, so this is the Daily Focus. We are coming your way from Tracy Beauty Palace. It's a fashion shop. Anything you want to sew, we got you covered. You can call them on 0545 414427. So we are almost at the end of today's show. Gentlemen, thank you for coming. Next week we'll be here. We'll still have a lot more to talk about Pan-Africanism. We are not stopping this discussion anytime soon. So next week we are still discussing Pan-Africanism. We'll be mentioning some of our leaders, case study of them, take them one after the other and see how best we the youth can also help in building this or bringing this agenda to the globe. So thank you all for coming. This is the Daily Focus. My name is Joseph Kofi. We will come your way next week, Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Follow our Facebook page, YouTube channel, Twitter. The name is Joseph Kofi. And then any comment, any discussion, if you want to sponsor, if you want to become a panelist, you just give us a call on 0545 414427. Catch you next week, Saturday. Bye.